Welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast, the world's leading authority on childcare marketing, mindset, expansion, and profitability. Our host, Faith Yocum, is a seasoned entrepreneur and childcare industry expert who has helped transform childcare centers into thriving, multi-million-dollar businesses. Now, get ready to be inspired, empowered, and equipped for success. Your host for the Childcare Genius Friday training, Faith Yocum.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Childcare Genius Podcast. I'm your host, Faith Yocum, and on today's episode, we are going to be talking about why enrollment isn't your real problem. So enrollment is the outcome of many systems that work together. It is not a standalone process. So many owners who think they have an enrollment problem actually have a marketing problem or a conversion problem or a retention problem or a reputation problem. Okay. Enrollment is the scoreboard, not the game. It reflects the health of your entire business. Low enrollment is usually the symptom of a broken system, not the actual problem itself. So before spending money on marketing or making changes in any part of your system, first you have to identify where families are dropping out of the pipeline, okay? So every stage is a system, and we have to identify where's the breakdown. So first of all, lead generation, right? Are enough families finding you? They should be coming from word of mouth. They should be coming from Google Ads. They should be coming from referrals. They should be coming from the efforts that you put in the community. They should be coming from drive-bys, right? But where are they coming from, and are enough of them finding you? Because it doesn't matter how many tours you convert. If you're not getting enough leads, none of the rest of it's going to work, not to the degree you need it to, right? So are enough families finding you with the lead generation and your lead response? How quickly are you contacting new inquiries, and what does that message tell them, right? Do you have a CRM that immediately provides them with information that they're looking for? Does it speak to your tone? I'll tell you, if you try your CRM and you sign up as a parent, and then you sign up as a parent for lead generation at local centers in your community, you're going to find varying degrees of responses. Some are going to make you feel so warm and fuzzy. You can't wait to go there. You seem, they feel so kind, so welcome. Others are going to come across like a reminder for your dentist appointment, right? Which one are you going to be? Because there's a lot of variation in between, right? Some of them are going to be completely neutral. So are you going to be the dentist reminder, the completely neutral one, or the one that completely wows them in the message and, makes it memorable? Okay, lead response, lead speed, and lead response are critical. Then you have to look at your tour conversions. Are the inquiries turning into tours, right? So from the time that a family says, I'm interested, right? How many of those interested parties, once they look at more information, once they look at your, maybe your Google reviews, check out your website, look at your social media page, how many of those people, what percentage are actually converting to booking a tour? Okay, because that tells me, if you have lead generation, but you're not getting tours booked, that tells me there's something wrong in between there, right? Where people express interest, but once they learn a little bit, they're like, not for me. Okay, but maybe you get a lot of leads and a lot convert to tours, right? That means you have a solid process from lead generation to tour conversion. Now, from tours booked. So now actual tours completed, right? What happens from the time they say, yes, I want to come and see your center, to the time they actually show up? How many are dropping off in the meantime? It could be because your CRM, your messages are not making them feel warm and fuzzy, and they fell in love with another location, right? Your competitor. Maybe your tours are too far out, or they're not at convenient times for most people. So people say, yeah, I want to book a tour, and they look at it and say, the options aren't great, but I'll try to get out of work early and do it on this day, right? But then there's other centers who can accommodate them. Maybe they couldn't get out that day, and they're like, well, they're not as accommodating. This other one down the street is. I was able to tour there, right? Without having to take off work. Or, maybe your tours are scheduled too far out. From the time they expressed interest in touring to the time you were actually able to get them in, too much time had passed and they found another center, right? So we have to look at from the time they book the tour to the time they actually complete the tour, what does that completion rate look like, okay? And then enrollment conversions, okay? So are the tours becoming enrollees? All right, so we want to look at that number, because from the time you get leads until the time you get enrollments, they drop off along the way, right? But we have to look at where's the big gap, okay? And then there's retention. Are you keeping the families you already have, right? Because there is not one enrollment system. It's multiple systems that tie together to be a complete enrollment system. All right, so measure your conversion rate. You want to track the numbers at every stage. Leads received, tours scheduled, tours completed, enrollments, and withdrawals. Okay, you can't improve what you don't measure. So we don't want to pour water into a leaky bucket, right? So spending time or money on one step when that's not the problem isn't going to fix everything, right? So if you are maybe spending money on more leads when it's really your tour conversion that's the problem, that's not where we want to spend money. We don't want to just bring more people to the door if we can't actually get them to enroll, okay? But if we can get them to enroll almost 100% of the time, the problem is you're not getting enough. That's the part of the system that you have to work on, right? Getting more leads in, okay? If families are leaving almost as quickly as they're enrolling, growth is always going to feel impossible, okay? You have to fix the leaks, all right? So if your withdrawal rate is high, you have to look at that process and go, what is happening that families are enrolling as high or as quickly as we are, withdrawing as quickly as we're enrolling, okay? Because good enrollment starts before they ever reach out to your center, okay? So you want to understand what your reputation is. What do your Google reviews say? Is your website clear? Is it easy to navigate? Does it provide the information that parents need in order to make a determination as to whether or not they want to move forward with your school, right? Do your social media pages reflect the experience that families are actually going to have, right? And does your center look warm and welcoming? If somebody drives by, does that look like the type of place they're going to be proud to say they bring their child, right? Or does it look, maybe a little sketchy, or does it just need a little love, right? Because they're deciding way before they get in the door, okay? So draw out your enrollment funnel, identify where the biggest drop-off occurs. Is it leads to tour scheduled to tours attended to enrollments, or enrolled families to withdraw, right? Where's the biggest gap, okay? Because most successful childcare centers don't have a better strategy. They have better systems, okay? Every step of the way, you have to set yourself up for success, okay? What you track improves. So start with tracking, because oftentimes what you feel like the problem is not really what the problem is. The numbers don't lie. So start with tracking, take the emotion out of it, and treat it like part of a business system, okay? Because that's what it is. In childcare, oftentimes, there's a big emotional factor in it, right? At the end of the day, this is a business, and we need to use business metrics. Track it, identify the leak, and work on that system first, okay? I think you'll be very happy that you start to see results. When you start to hone in on that system and refine it, and the gap shortens up, look at the next one, okay? And refine that process. That continuous improvement is how you're going to increase your enrollment, improve your enrollment, continue to grow, and plug the hole from withdrawals. Okay, so system, track it, improve it, and grow.
Thank you for listening to the Child Care Genius Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please do us a favor and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a future episode. Don't forget to visit our website at childcaregenius.com to see a list of services we offer to help grow your childcare business. Until next time, thank you for being a part of the Childcare Genius community.